Hello my dear students. I am Dr. Sherry. Welcome to our exploration of the microscopic world of cells, the fundamental building blocks of all life on Earth. Today, we start our journey to understand the critical differences and similarities between eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. This knowledge is essential for comprehending the vast complexity and diversity of life forms. Cells are the basic units of life. They form the structure and function of all organisms. Broadly, cells are categorized into two main groups, eukaryotic and prokaryotic. Let us dive deeper into these classifications to appreciate their unique characteristics and shared traits. Now let's talk about eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells are distinguished by their complex and highly organized structure. At their core is the nucleus. This prominent feature is encased in a double membrane. The nucleus acts as the control center of the cell. It houses the cell's genetic material DNA, organized into chromosomes. Within eukaryotic cells, various membrane-bound organelles perform specialized functions. Firstly, mitochondria. Known as the powerhouses of the cell, mitochondria generate ATP, the cell's energy currency, through cellular respiration. Secondly, endoplasmic reticulum. Here, this network of membranes comes in two forms. Rough ER is studded with ribosomes and involved in protein synthesis. Smooth ER synthesizes lipids and detoxifies toxins. Next, Golgi complex functions like a postal service. It modifies, sorts, and packages proteins and lipids for delivery to their destinations. Additionally, lysosomes contain enzymes that break down waste materials and cellular debris. Furthermore, chloroplasts, present in plant cells, these organelles capture light energy to produce glucose through photosynthesis. Eukaryotic cells are typically larger than prokaryotic cells. They exhibit a higher level of complexity. They are predominantly multicellular, forming the tissues and organs of animals, plants, fungi, and protists. Some eukaryotes, like amoebas and yeast, are unicellular. Now let's talk about DNA and reproduction. The DNA in eukaryotic cells is linear. It is tightly bound to histone proteins, forming chromatin. This condenses into chromosomes during cell division. Eukaryotic cells generally reproduce sexually through meiosis. This involves the fusion of gametes, resulting in offspring with genetic material from both parents. This genetic diversity is a key advantage of sexual reproduction. Let's check prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells, in contrast, are simpler and smaller. They lack a true nucleus. Instead, their genetic material is located in a central region called the nucleoid, which is not enclosed by a membrane. Prokaryotic cells do not possess membrane-bound organelles. This makes their internal structure less compartmentalized than that of eukaryotic cells. Organisms with prokaryotic cells include bacteria and archaea. These life forms have existed for billions of years. They are among the most resilient and adaptable organisms on Earth. Now let's talk about structure and function. Firstly, nucleoid contains a single circular chromosome of DNA. This is not associated with histone proteins. Secondly, ribosomes. Although smaller and simpler than eukaryotic ribosomes, they are essential for protein synthesis. Next, cell wall. Many prokaryotes have a rigid cell wall that provides structural support and protection. Additionally, plasmids, small, circular DNA molecules that replicate independently of chromosomal DNA. They can carry genes beneficial for survival, such as antibiotic resistance. Reproduction. Prokaryotic cells reproduce asexually through binary fission. This is a straightforward process where the cell duplicates its DNA and divides into two identical daughter cells. This method allows for rapid population growth and adaptation to environmental changes. Similarities between eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. Despite their differences, eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells share several fundamental similarities. Firstly, cell membrane. Both types of cells are surrounded by a cell membrane composed of a phospholipid bilayer embedded with proteins. This membrane controls the movement of substances in and out of the cell, maintaining homeostasis. Secondly, genetic material. Both use DNA as their genetic blueprint. DNA directs cellular activities and is passed on to the next generation. Next, ribosomes. Present in both cell types, ribosomes are the sites of protein synthesis. translating genetic instructions into functional proteins. Additionally, cytoplasm. Both cell types have cytoplasm. This gel-like substance is where metabolic processes occur. In eukaryotes, the cytoplasm excludes the nucleus. In prokaryotes, it includes everything within the cell membrane.